How's it going? Thanks for watching the video. This video is going to be about the snowboard movies that influenced me growing up. I didn't mention any of them in my Who Am I vlog, just because there's too many and that video would have been like an hour. So I want to dedicate an entire video to the movies that influenced me growing up. So the first one is the movie 91 Words for Snow. It was a free movie in a magazine that my mom got for me when I was a kid. Props to mom. The opening scene is Mike Bashis in Alaska, living in his van, sledding around. And that to me, when I first saw that, I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to go live in a van and go snowboard some crazy mountains, ride some crazy pow, do some big pow slashes. That just looks so sick and so appealing. I knew I had to do it at some point in my life. This movie is old, like so old that Nicholas Mueller's part in it is a half pipe segment. It's still sick though, like he still got mad style in the pipe, but yeah, he wasn't pursuing powder like he is now. It's a bit of a throwback. Another big standout part in that movie for me was Jeremy Jones in Alaska, riding Big Mountain, talking about avalanches and just doing some crazy big spine lines. Once I saw that, I was like, holy crap, like there's some crazy stuff out there, and like that's the type of snowboarding I want to aspire to one day. Was never really big on rails and whatnot. So the next movie is For 'Em or Against 'Em. I got this movie from a buddy in high school, who burned me a copy of it. And this was my first introduction to For 'Em. And holy shit, once I saw that movie, I loved everything about For 'Em, like the vibe, like everything. Definitely one of the standout tricks in that movie for me was Travis Kennedy's back rodeo 7 off the pole jam. Seeing that trick, I was like, holy shit, like I didn't even know you could do that. Like that was so cool. A big inspiration for me in that movie was Jake Blavelt's whole segment on him not wanting to ride park and only riding natural terrain and natural features, and just seeing the tricks that he was doing and just making it so stylish, so smooth, and just like his butters and just natty back threes, natty sevens, like insane. Especially his front one butter on the rock to switch back 5 off, like that clip is just, I love that clip. One of my favorite clips for sure. Next movie on the list is For 'Em Forever. This movie is hands down one of my favorite snowboard movies of all time. Like still to this day, Pat Moore's opener just gets me fired up. Like there isn't a bad trick in that part at all. Like it's insane. Another standout part and trick in that movie is Jake Welch's front 3 like wall ride. Yeah, I definitely thought Cam Pierce had the sickest style in that movie. Just like the big hoodies, baggy pants. His tricks were insane. Like his rail tricks were on lock, but his like jump tricks were like just so floaty and just effortless looking. So sick. Yeah, watching that movie, I definitely thought Daniel Ek was on the right path to be one of the best snowboarders ever. And then I guess he got hurt or whatnot, and then just kind of fell off the map. But like his part in that and then the next For 'Em movie was like, he was on one that like he was putting it down at that time. Yeah, again in this movie, Jake Blavelt, his front dub 10, like I thought it was so rad. The ender of this movie, John Jackson, he had a double ender. This part like blew my mind. And you know, seeing him in like the green jacket, yellow pants, I definitely copied him after seeing that. I rocked the green jacket, yellow pants for a while. Yeah, and this trick in the part, like still to this day melts my mind. Like I still don't even really know what it is. So the next movie, another For 'Em movie, Fuck It. Great movie. There isn't a bad part in that movie. Next movie, For 'Em Vacation. Another great movie. Jake Welch's opening part in that movie is still one of my favorites. It was cool, like seeing his progression from the last 2 movies to this one, and just like double corking and bigger backcountry tricks. Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite parts. Yeah, in that movie too, it's also cool seeing Stevie Bell's progression from the last few movies, and then him like throwing a a double cork 10 in the backcountry. Thought that was sick. Next movie, The Boned Age. All I gotta say is Grenade, Scotty Lago, Danny Cass. So next is Horgasm. This movie was influential to me in college. The movie is a lot about partying, and I was in college partying at the time, and just seeing where Torstein was a few years older than me, seeing where he was with his riding, I thought it was pretty motivating, and it definitely made me want to snowboard more and take it seriously at that time. Next movie is Naturally, Jake Blauvelt's project. This movie was inspiring just because of the terrain that he was riding. Seeing him ride Pemberton and Whistler, I knew I had to get out there one day, and I finally made it out here. I've been here for 6 years now, and I'm in the backcountry riding the terrain. Well, not the terrain that he was riding, but I'm in the Whistler backcountry riding terrain, and it's worth it. I'm glad I followed my dreams. Shredbots the movie. This one, before I moved out to Whistler, watching this one definitely made me want to move to Whistler. Shredtopia. This was like the first snowboard movie that I watched just after I moved to Whistler. I remember watching it in like my house with all my friends, just everybody getting so stoked for the upcoming season because the season was like a month away or like a few weeks away. The Adidas Welcome to the Team Eric Jackson segment. This one was super inspiring to me just because he talks about his sacrifices and how motivated you need to be in order to snowboard at a professional level and to like follow your dreams. And just moving to Whistler at the time, this like fueled the fire and like got me stoked. And yeah, even just the tricks in it, like this butter or like the front three on the now named E-Jack hip because of him sending it on that feature, like super motivating. Next on the list is Alignment. It's the Eric Jackson movie. Fun fact about that movie, he actually did the voiceovers at the Snowboard Addiction office. One day I was working, the guys who were doing the production of it came in, they were like sussing out our voiceover room, and they're like, oh, do you mind if we use it? Like, oh no, like go for it. And I'm like showing it to them, and then I turn around and then in walks Eric Jackson. Yeah, I was just so shocked. I didn't know the project that they were working on. And then yeah, like rode down with them, had a couple beers, got to know him. A solid dude. Next is The Fourth Phase. I actually went to the premiere of this movie in Vancouver with a buddy. Thought it was super cool. Like Justin Trudeau was there, our prime minister, and he got a shout out, and like you're at a snowboard movie premiere with your prime minister of the country. That was cool. After the movie, went to the after party and met Mark Landvik. Thought that was cool, meeting like a childhood hero. I asked him how he mentally prepares for riding like a big line or something. He was just like, I don't really like to wait around. I like to just drop, right, like just get it done and over with, which I thought was quite interesting and pretty cool. Next is the Man Boys movie. This movie, I actually went to the premiere of this movie in Whistler. It was super inspiring because these guys are basically doing everything that I've wanted since I was a kid. Like group of friends in the Whistler backcountry, filming snowboard movies, having a blast. Like that's what I aspired to have in my life, and like coming to Whistler, seeing that, like mad respect for the guys, like for sure. Another project from the Man Boys, Umami. This movie, I love. This is one of my favorite snowboard movies, like hands down. Like the soundtrack's fire, all the tricks are insane. Like I don't even know how many times I've watched it. It's so sick. It's such a sick movie. Like props to those guys. Yeah, like sick project. The editing's sick too. Like the cartoon like overlays, and yeah, like well done. And last but definitely not least, definitely first, the GOAT. That's it, that's all. This movie has definitely had the biggest impact on my life for sure. I went to the premiere in Toronto, and it was bonkers. It was the first snowboard premiere I'd ever been to, and like it was like full on Red Bull sponsorship. Like it was insane. Like just the production of it. The first trick, Landvik's front nine. During the trick and after he landed, the theater was silent. You could hear a pin drop, and then like, as Scotty Lago's dropping in for his trick, everybody just exploded and was like hooting and hollering, and like the rest of the movie, everyone was just screaming their heads off because it was so sick. I'll never forget that. I watched that movie and I was like, I want to snowboard for the rest of my life. Like that's what I want out of life. Like, this is sick. And standout tricks from that movie that still like do it for me today. T-Rice's switch front rodeo 5, back 7 nose grab, Lando's methods. Honestly, the whole Jackson Hole, the first Jackson Hole part, that whole segment with like To Kids by MGMT, like that is hands down my favorite snowboard part ever. Like, yeah, it's like super popular and whatnot, but like that, seeing that in the theater changed my life. Like, I love that part. It's just good energy, good tricks, good editing. Like, it's sick. Yeah, standout trick in that part for sure, blows my mind every time I watch it, is the cab cork 9 tuck knee. This trick, like, I want to land this trick one day. Like, it's so sick. If I can land that trick, I'll be forever happy. Yeah, I want to land that trick. And then also, standout trick in that part is switchback rodeo 7. Like, it's just so stylish. It's so sick. Yeah, so that, I hope you enjoyed taking a trip down memory lane with me. If you've seen those movies too, like, comment below and just tell me your favorite parts about those movies. Or if a movie of yours didn't make the list, let me know. Thanks for watching.